Sometimes life throws situations at us where it feels like the ground disappears beneath our feet. We may feel confusion, exhaustion, inner tension, a sense that everything is going wrong. In such moments, it is especially important not to lose ourselves, not to dissolve into anxiety, not to let circumstances dictate our inner state. Today, I invite you into a space where you can pause for a moment. Take a breath, feel yourself, and look at your life not through the eyes of fear or habitual reactions, but through the eyes of someone capable of creating change. What I am about to share is not theory or beautiful words. It is a method that helps restore clarity, inner stability, and the ability to influence your reality. It works for any situation because it addresses not external circumstances, but what is happening inside you. I invite you to listen calmly, without rushing. If possible, sit comfortably and take a notebook or a piece of paper. If not, simply allow the words to pass through you. You can return to this material as many times as needed. Each time, you will hear something new, because you yourself will be changing. And before we move to the steps, I want to say one important thing. You have already taken the first step. You are here. You are searching for answers, for support, for a path forward. That means there is a force within you that wants to emerge, and today we will give it space. So let's begin. Step 1. Open your eyes and see what you are creating. The first thing to do is honestly look within yourself, not at the situation, not at other people, not at external circumstances, but at what is happening inside you. Ask yourself a simple but very important question. Do I truly wish myself happiness? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. Of course I do. But if you listen carefully to what is happening in your mind, you may notice something different. We often repeat thoughts that have nothing to do with wishing ourselves happiness. We predict difficulties, blame ourselves, expect the worst, rehearse negative scenarios in advance. We say words to ourselves that we would never say to someone we love. So the first exercise is to observe your thoughts. Write down everything you regularly tell yourself about the situation, about the future, about who you are. What phrases keep repeating in your mind? What fears resurface again and again? What conclusions do you make about yourself? What do you consider inevitable? When you see it on paper, it becomes clear. Many of these thoughts do not support you. They undermine you from within. Now ask yourself, if another person were speaking these words to me, would they be wishing me happiness? And then the main question, if I speak to myself this way, do I truly wish myself happiness? This honest confrontation with yourself is the first step toward change. But the step does not end here. There is something else important to understand. Do you have a clear, specific image of what you want instead of your current situation? Not vague phrases like, I just want everything to be okay, but a detailed inner vision. How do you feel? How do you respond? What does the desired outcome look like? If that image is absent, then you are living only in the image of the problem. And if only the problem exists in your mind, it is the problem that continues to materialize. Now look at the balance of your attention. How much time each day do you spend in anxiety, worry, overanalyzing, mental dialogues, fear? And how much time do you spend in gratitude, calm, confidence, mentally living in your desired future? What dominates your mind becomes your state, and your state is the place from which you act, make decisions, build relationships, and respond to the world. So the first step is to see what you are creating inside yourself. That is the foundation. Step 2, change the outfit. Define who you are now and who you want to be. We all live in certain emotional roles. They are like clothes we wear for years until we stop noticing them. Yet this outfit determines how we react, how we communicate, what decisions we make, what we allow into our lives and what we do not. Ask yourself, who am I in this situation right now? Not who you want to be, but who you actually are. Write it down. What qualities do you show? How do you behave? How do you react? Which emotions arise most often? It is important to describe this specifically, not just "I am anxious," but how exactly the anxiety shows itself, in which situations, what actions you take under its influence. After that, ask yourself, what do I feel when I behave this way? These feelings are the key. They almost always lead to the past, to childhood, to experiences with parents, to the first significant relationships. We return to emotional states that have become familiar to us. This is your emotional home, the place where you are internally registered. And as long as you live in this home, you will react the same way, even if external circumstances change. Now, the most important part. Choose a new outfit. Ask yourself, who do I want to be? What qualities do I want to show? How do I want to react? How do I want to feel? Describe it in detail. Create many scenarios. Take real situations that repeat in your life and describe how you will respond in your new role. This is not fantasy. This is the creation of a new internal state. And your state is what forms your reality. Step 3. Be aligned with God, with life, with the world. This step is about trust, about ending the inner struggle, about understanding that life is not trying to break you, punish you, or deprive you of something. Ask yourself, if right now the best possible thing is happening for me, what could that mean? This question changes everything. It opens the door to a new perception. Instead of resistance, curiosity appears. Instead of fear, calmness. Instead of despair, the ability to see meaning. Imagine that life is guiding you, that it shows you where you forgot about yourself, where you live by old patterns, where you are not choosing yourself, where you hold on to what should have been released long ago. Ask yourself, what is this situation teaching me? What qualities is it helping me develop? What can I change within myself today? When you stop fighting the world, an amazing feeling of support appears, a remarkable feeling of support, as if you finally stand on the same side with life. And then decisions come easier, your state becomes calmer, and the situation begins to change. This method works whenever it is applied honestly and regularly. It does not require special conditions, special knowledge, or external actions. It begins inside, with thoughts, state, and choice. Open your eyes and see what you are creating. Define who you are now and choose who you want to be. Be aligned with life rather than fighting it. Return to these steps as many times as needed. Each time, you will discover something new within yourself. And most importantly, you will begin creating the life you truly want to live. If this method resonated with you, if you felt it helps you restore clarity, calmness, and inner strength, I invite you to stay with us. Subscribe to the channel Power of the New Me so you don't miss new materials, practices, and deep dives that will help you become more confident, calmer, and happier. Each episode is another step towards living your life, not the one dictated by fears, habits, or past experience. Thank you for being here. Your transformation has already begun.